Hey, what's up, guys? Let me finish setting up this room real quick, and then we can get started. This is going to be for me and another K² member. Let me just send him the real quick. Mentoring session, April 15th. Start right here. Link up right there. I'll send this link out to you guys as well, guys. Don't worry. I'm gonna get this link out to you guys. For you guys who aren't in the room yet. Got that set up right there. Let me get an invite link. All right. Looks like we're good to go. All right, let me get this link posted over here on the groups. Good. Hey, what's up, Kia? This isn't a trading session, Kia. This is just a mentoring session, so I'm not really going to be calling any trades. I mean, you have to apply the strategy like everyone else to catch them right now. I've seen a lot of people rocking like a lot of profits right now too. I was looking at their stuff. Um, let's see over here. If I see something, I'll call it, but I'm not really looking for trades right now. This is a mentoring session, so I'm just answering questions here for V Dilla. Let's see where he's at. Send the link. Just waiting for him to show up. Hey, what's up, Tommy? Hey, Shawn, how's it going? Feeling a lot better, man. I took a nap. That COVID vaccine got me like, really lazy, like tired. I'm usually not tired during the middle of the day, but today I had to take a nap for whatever reason. All right, here he is. Hey, bro, can you hear me? It looks like it's connected to your audio right now. I can't hear you. I can see you on the screen. See if it's going through. Let's see. You should be good to go, bro. Can you hear me? Or can I can't hear you come from your side. Message you on Telegram real quick. So you might have to change your settings for your Zoom. You can hear me? Okay. Let's see. Make sure your volume's probably up. You're good now. Can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, yeah,
Perfect. I can hear you. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good to hear, man. You been taking some trades?
Yeah.
Nice, man. They've been hitting, or you just been like going back and forth? Seems like some people are hitting a lot, and some people are going back and forth. I was curious to see how you're doing.
I've been slowly getting consistent with my profit wise.
Perfect. That's good. That's all that matters right there. All right, let's see. All right, cool. So, what did you want to cover during the session? Because this is your session, so we cover anything that you want, whether it be a strategy, whether it be something about trading. It's really up to you. Whatever you want to cover for today.
I really wanted to go over the scout and really marking up the marking up the points on
Oh, the
the
zones.
pivot on the zones. Yeah, the zones, marking up the
Gotcha.
zones correctly.
Okay, cool. Yeah, do you want to do it on your screen, or do you just want to see me do it? Whatever works best for you, we can do either one. It's really up to you, however you want to do it.
Yeah, I will see it on your screen first, and then
Okay.
I'll try it on my screen. See how it
All
go.
right, perfect. So do you want to do the zones for like a Forex pair, or is there something that you'd like to trade? Because I
Uh,
want to do it whatever you're like used to doing so that you can see.
GBP JPY.
All right, so you GJ over here. And what time frame do you usually trade it on?
Four
4 hours?
hour. Yep.
Okay, perfect. That's perfect. All right, so I'm gonna pull it up right here. I'm gonna zoom out from this point. So basically right here, this would be a naked chart, nothing on the chart. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn on the K2SR version 2 indicator. So once we turn that on right there, you'll see all of the K2SRs all throughout the chart. So you can go either from top to bottom, bottom to top, whichever you're comfortable with. But just for this example, I'll go from the bottom to the top. So like down here, we got a zone over here. Basically, the way I do it is I go from where the zone starts. So right here, we got a zone down here. I'll draw a rectangle right there, and then I'll just go from bottom to top to pretty much cover every zone. Whenever the zones overlap, I'll just create one big zone, or in some instances, if they're really close, then I'll just create one big zone as well, because you don't really trade in between those little small zones there.
Right.
So we got these right here. We got this one right there. This one over there. And then for this green one right here, you can see that this one overlaps with this red one over here. So instead of drawing
Right.
separate zones, you can just draw like one big one. Like you can just move it over here. And since those overlap, and then you can see this one over here is also overlapping with this red one. So you can just put that one together too. And this green one right here is pretty much, it's right next to it, right? So you're not going to trade in between two zones. So you might as well.
Yeah. See, that's where I was getting a little bit. Yeah. So I can really just overlap it and put it all together.
Yeah. Well, it depends if you're doing it on the shorter time frame. So if you're doing the scalp strategies, it would make sense for you to have like every single zone. But for the 4 hour, you're not really going to trade like one or two pips, right? So it's better for you to just connect those together. So that would be the
Right.
difference from drawing zones on the 4 hour versus on the 3 minute or 5 minute or 10 minute, whichever one you plan on scalping on. But yeah, like right here, I personally would just put these together, because if you did them separate, it'd be the same thing. If you did that right there, you have like a little space, and there's no point in just keep leaving a little space there.
Mhm.
I'll just delete that, and I'll connect these together. So after that, you can see that these over here overlap, so you can put those together. And then lastly, this one above here, that's going to be the last zone right there. So after you have all those zones drawn up, you can turn off the K2SRs. And then from that point, you'll have, pretty much your zones drawn up, and you got everything set up to look for trades. So does that look how yours normally looks, or does it look a little
Yep.
different? Okay, perfect. Cool. So after this, do you want to cover anything else on the 4 hour? Do you want to like cover the strategy, or do you want to just move on to like scalping? It's really up to you, whatever you want to cover.
Yeah. I want to go over the strategy, the scalping
Okay.
strategy.
Oh, the scalp one. Okay, cool. So for the scalping, do you scalp on GJ as well, or do you scalp like for US 30
Um,
or?
I had tried scalping on my demo account, and I can't really I can't really because the my zone structure, so I wasn't really getting that down packed first, so I couldn't do the scalping correctly because my zones wasn't I wasn't marking them up right. So
Mhm.
I wasn't really scalping too much on my real account, but when I was doing it on my demo account, I wasn't really hitting either. So I was just gonna wait till you teach me like the
Oh yeah,
one-on-one section there. Yeah, because
yeah. No,
I know you go over really every morning. I know, but like
it's
it's kind of
different
part.
than one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's different one-on-one when I could ask questions and you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because the thing with the scalp strategy to it is that it depends on what you're trading. Like for example, you're not going to trade GJ on like the 3 minute because you know the spread for GJ is like 5 pips, and if you go down to the
Exactly.
3 minute, you're not going to catch nothing. It's impossible, you know, to catch anything
Right.
on there. So if you're going to scalp for GJ, I would recommend using something a little higher, maybe the 15 or the 30 minute. Because you know even if you go on the 10, like for example here, if I turn this on and say we were trying to scalp right here, something like that, you know, if we turn this on right here, and I'll just see if I could find something here that could have possibly been taken. um let's see. All right, so there's like one right here. I'm just gonna see how far that would that move from. So let me just rewind to this over here. All right, yeah, so if you were to take this trade right here for a sell, it would barely be like 15 pips, which I don't think is enough room for something like GJ, because you know GJ kind of moves kind of quick, and the spread will go kind of high. Like right now it's 5 pips. Sometimes it'll be like 6 pips, 7 pips. So if that's the case, you got to cover the spread, which is like 14 pips. You're only going to make a 1 pip profit off this trade. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to cover the
Mhm.
spread within your move. So like looking at this here, let's see. Yeah, it doesn't even hit because your stop loss would be too tight. So if you're scalping on GJ, that's probably why you're having issues because it doesn't really work on the short time frames. It's not like US 30 where you can catch a quick move because it moves really fast. For GJ, it'll move slow for a bit and it'll spike up and it'll spike down. So what I recommend is if you want to scalp on here, you would probably go on maybe the 30 minute, because I've seen other people scalp on the 30 minute and it works pretty well. So let me see if we can find.
Yeah, when I normally when I was trying to scalping, because I don't really have, you know, that much in my account. I was trying to scalp on ETH USD.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's like yeah, the Ethereum, right? Cryptos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was trying it on that and I
Gotcha.
wasn't really that successful on it, but
Yeah, no, the cryptos are kind of hard to scalp like that because they don't really move smoothly. You know, they kind of do what they want. It's like sometimes it'll look like it's going down, all of a sudden it'll spike up all of a sudden. You're like, what happened?
right.
Because it's basically whoever has like the most cryptos has control of that market. So it's kind of risky. That's why I personally don't even trade cryptos like that. I just buy and hold it, and then I just let it play out rather than
Mhm.
scalping it. But yeah, going over here to GJ, if you were to do this like on the 30 minute, I'll just mark this up right here, and I'll just show you the same example. There was also one other thing. Let me see if I can find it here, because we're going to add another requirement to it. So I'll just show you it with the new requirement. Let me just back up to this over here. This was another requirement that one of the K2 members showed me. He added this to it, and the win rate went up like a lot higher. So what he does basically is, I'll put the requirements here, and then I'll add that new requirement to it. So this is going to be the K2 snipe strategy. So first you want to one, confirm a wick rejection off the K2 pivot, which can be any pivot. Two, confirm a wick rejection off the K2 SR zone. Three, you just want to confirm the wick rejection off the pivot does not touch the candle body. And this is going to be the new requirement. Like you're probably the first person I'm showing today about this. But the fourth one, you just want to confirm confirm K2 momentum. I don't even know what to call it. To confirm what K2 momentum is in direction of the trade. And that's pretty much it. That's just the last one. Enter on the open of the following. So I'll probably be going over this tomorrow with the group. I haven't really introduced it to anybody yet. It's just one of the members. He started to apply this, and he said his win rate just went crazy up. So basically for this right here, you want to confirm a wick rejection off the K2 pivot. So for right here, I'll just change the color of this pivot because a lot of people say they can't see this yellow. Let's change it to blue. There we go. So right here, you can see this red candle right here is rejecting off this blue pivot right here. So that would be requirement number one. Requirement number two is that you confirm that the wick rejection is rejecting off the K2SR zone. So it's rejecting off this zone right here. So that'd be the first two requirements. With that said right here, we got one done, we got two done. For a third one, you want to make sure that the wick isn't touching, the pivot isn't touching the body. So right here, the blue pivot's way up here and the body's down here. So that'd be requirement number three. And the fourth requirement, you just want to make sure that the K2 momentum is going in the direction of the trade. So for this trade right here, you're looking for a sell. You just want to make sure that the momentum is coming down. And right here, we got a sell signal. So that confirms it. So in that situation, you're only going to be looking for some sells. That's going to be the fourth requirement there. Lastly, you just enter on the open of the falling candle. So I don't really trade GJ, but I'm going to try to figure out the sweet spot is. I think people said it's between 15 and 30. So looking at this right here, looks like 30 would be pretty solid for this trade right here, like that. So once those are all met, obviously you let the trade run, and there you go, straight to TP off that next move. So that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple. It's just, getting everything down together. So like this would be an example for a sell, and I'll show you another example over here for a buy, because there's one that's like right before it. Let me just delete these right here. Let's see. So there's no entries here. You can see right here there's an entry, or actually there isn't. Let's see if I can find one. Or actually, no, there is an entry right here. There we go. So that'd be an entry for a sell. And then right here, same situation. For this red one right here, you can, this red candle, if you check this out right here, the candle is rejecting off the orange and red pivot right here. So that'd be requirement number one. Requirement number two is going to be that we confirm a wick rejection off the K2SR zone. So right here, it's rejecting off the zone. So that would be number two. Number three, we want to confirm that the wick rejection off the pivot doesn't touch the candle body. So the pivots are down here, the body's up there. So that would qualify for the third requirement. And then lastly, just want to confirm that the momentum is going in the direction of the trade. So for right here, since you're seeing the rejections from the bottom, you're looking for a buy. So right here, we got a buy signal, and that's going to qualify for the last requirement. With that said, you enter on the next candle right here. And then like I was saying before, sweet spot might be between 20 and 30 pips, but we can just put it at 30 just for now to see if it actually plays out. And then if it stops hitting, like, in some situations, like depending on when you're trading, sometimes the market moves faster than others. Like right here, this is a New York session. So I think it should be all right. And if we let that run, there you go, full TP. Right over there. So do you understand how it works?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to see another example, I mean, if you have a trade that you took that didn't play out right, we can probably look at it. Unless like there's something else you want to cover, we can cover anything else. It's really up to you what you feel like covering.
Yeah, I'd like to go over. Can we like look at NASA maybe?
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, so let's go over to NASDAQ. Let's go to a clean chart over here so I don't mess with anything. Actually, no, it's fine. This chart's cool. I don't trade on here.
So I know before the first strategy was with the momentum signal, and if it break the structure. I wanted to go over that one again. I forgot the name of it.
Oh, the K2SR strategy?
Yeah, the first strategy.
Yeah, so for that one, I mean, you could apply it on NASDAQ, but that strategy is meant to be used on the higher time frame. So the thing with the NASDAQ is it moves so fast, unless you got like a really big account, like even myself, I don't trade on the higher time frames for the indices. Because,
Right.
The lowest time frame you should probably trade it on would be like the 1 hour. But we can see. Well, let's see if I can find something here, and we'll see.
Now, Yeah, I was we kind of like got it like mixed up, like because like if I was to doing, I would normally probably like scalp if I was doing the indices, and
Yeah.
if I was like the K2 strategy, I would probably do that like on the GBP JPY pair.
Hmm.
So would you be able to show me on that pair instead of the NAS?
Oh yeah, yeah, of course, no, 100%. Yeah, because I don't know anyone who trades on that higher time frame. These
Yeah.
moves are crazy, bro. You do this on the hour, it's like, damn, you catching like thousands of pips, and it's like you got a big enough account to hold on to that because some people,
Yeah.
like for us, we barely move like a few pips and we lock in profit, but some people, it's like, damn, you never know because the thing with the indices too, it kind of moves similar to like Bitcoin. It'll move really high or it'll move really low. It's not like GJ where it's like going back and forth where you can catch moves in between.
Right, right.
Yeah. All right, cool. So let's go back over here. Let me delete everything off this. Go back on that 4 hour. All right. Now let's drop the zones real quick again. Shouldn't take too long. Zoom out from this point. All right, cool. And are you pretty quick with like drawing the zones up? Or are you still like
Yeah,
even?
yeah. Now that you told me that I can with the overlapping thing, that was the part that was getting to me.
Oh gosh, yeah, because it's hard. Like
I
when it's
just had
close.
so many I had so many zones marked up. Like,
Yeah, no, I feel you. That happens. But now
yeah,
that
it
you got
looked
it
way
down, it
clear.
makes it a lot easier. Yeah. So like
Yeah.
usually when I do this too, I usually mark up market structure. I don't know if you ever see me do that during the sessions, but like when I'm starting to trade like off the 4 hour, I try to mark it up where I can see what's important. Like right here, I can see that this is new market structure because you can see, I don't know if you can see what I see, but basically looking at this right here, if I was to take this off, this basically looks like a whole zone right here. Or like, this is like where it was moving between that period. And then right
Mhm.
here, what I'd be looking for at this point is waiting for price to either, break below here so I can take that sell or break above here so I can take that buy. So that's
Right.
what
So
this
you
might
would
feel. Oh, go ahead.
right. My bad. So you would never should trade inside of the zone, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, see if you turn this on right here, you can see there's actually a bunch of zones within it. That's why I would have messed with it. Like how there was like there were zones that
Oh,
were
okay.
overlapping. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, if there weren't any zones like that in the middle, like say if it was just one big clean zone, then yeah, I would trade in between there. But since there's a lot of zones right there, that's where it gets kind of tricky because price can like bounce. Like you can see right here, if you zoom in, you can see prices just bouncing between the whole area.
Hmm.
And I mean, if you want to be risky, I've seen people that do trade in here and they do fine, but you never really know when your time's going to come where you're not going to get lucky. So I
Hmm.
personally, the way I trade, I don't like losing trades like that. That's my main thing. I like to win everything I take. So for me, I wait for only trades that I know are 100%. So if you wanted to trade risky, yeah, you could trade within here. Because if you look at it from this point, like if you were to catch this as it broke below here, you still would have made money off that. Because if you took a short right there and you wrote it down to the bottom, you still would have won, right? But I would have considered that a risky trade.
Yeah, risky. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's up to you. If you want to take it, you can. I personally don't do it. So it's just up to your risk tolerance, how you like to trade.
Yeah. I was just getting my zones and stuff mixed up and hopping in trades at the wrong time.
Yeah, no, definitely. But now that we've gone over this together, you understand it, so it's a lot better on your end. So
Yeah.
let's see. So I'll turn the momentum indicator right here. All right. So like I was saying before, I'll just put the requirements right here. I'll just rewind this to right there. And then I'll go over the requirements right here. So this is going to be the K2SR zone strategy. So first you want to confirm a break and close past the K2SR zone. 2, confirm the direction of momentum using the K2 momentum indicator. And then that's pretty much it. Enter on open the following candle to the next zone. That's pretty much it right there. So yeah, looking at this right here, the first requirement, you want to confirm a break and close past the K2SR zone. So looking at this right here, this candle is breaking zone, right? So that's going to be requirement number one. Requirement number two, you want to confirm the direction of momentum using the K2 momentum indicator. So right here, we got a sell. So we're only looking for sells. And lastly, you can enter on the open of the falling candle. That's pretty much it. Super simple. Hey, bro, you still there? You got disconnected?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let me pull this back up for you. All right, cool. So looking at this right here, we just looked over the requirements. And what I was saying before we got disconnected was that some people like to go all the way to the next zone. For me personally, like I said, I like to be safe because I like to hit I like to hit profit target. I don't like to be risky and go for those extra 10 pips when I could have just closed out like 10 pips earlier. So instead of going for the full, I guess like 92 pips right here, I would just go for like maybe 80 to be safe. Because sometimes, the market will play with you. It'll get close to it and then it'll just reverse on you. And I'd rather hit that win than risk going for an extra 10 pips. So that's pretty much it right there. You let it you confirm the breaking close, you confirm the direction of price, and then you just enter on the open of the falling candle. So right here, if you enter this trade and you let it run, there you go, full TP off that. So that'd be an example for a sell. Over here, this would be an example for a buy. So again, same situation right here. We confirm a break and close past the structure right there. That's gonna be requirement number one. Requirement number two is you confirm the directional momentum. Right here, we got a buy signal. So we're only looking for buys. So with that said, you enter a long position right here. And then you pretty much ride it to the next zone right here. It's about 67. So I'll just round that down to maybe like 60, just so that I can get out before. And the reason I do that too is because the spread, like I was mentioning before, the spread's like 4 pips. So in reality, if you're trying to close out right here, price has really got to be 4 pips higher. Like right there. You understand how the spread works, right?
Right.
Yeah. So you got to, the price actually has to be up here before it closes you out. So like with that said right here, you let this run. And there you go, full TP off that as well. And then there's another one right here. I can even show you one more right here. It's really simple. I think this is probably the easiest strategies. I don't know how people mess it up, but it's like,
yeah, I see what I was doing. My zones was really just throwing me off.
What it was. Yeah, because I think that's usually the main thing. It's just the zones. But once you actually get it down, it's really simple. Like literally, it's just connecting the dots, right? You just checking off 1 and 2. Like there's only 2 things you're really looking for. You're looking for a break and close. You're looking for the direction of momentum right here. And then you pretty much just ride that to the next zone right there. It's about 80, so I'll probably round that down to maybe 70. Yeah, but you're not alone, bro. That's common. Like a lot of people, that's their main issue. And once we have our session, it clears up things like completely. So like right there for a buy, you let that run. You go full TP again over there. So if you took all these 3 trades from say March 26th up until today, that would have been a full TP. That would have been a full TP. That would have been a full TP, like straight wins back to back, right? And it's real simple. It's real simple once you get it down because it's the same process. Like you could go back as far as you want. Literally, if you wanted to look here, break and close right there, sell signal right here. You take that right there to the next zone right here, full TP for about 50 or so pips. And then again, right here, if you wanted to take, let's see what's over here. Again, right here, a break and close. Or you can take there's no break above here, but right here, there's a break and close. And then there's a buy right there. Like you actually could have taken both of these right here because this broke and closed past the structure with the buy signal. You could have taken that for a buy, full TP, like no drawdown at all. Again, right here, price broke structure. You have that buy signal right there. You take that again for another buy right there, full TP. And that's pretty much what all it really is. So if you took, like, for example, here, if you were applying the strategy all of March, like say from March 1st all the way till today, April 15th, I don't see any losses.
Nothing but wins.
Yeah, yeah. And the main thing was just, getting down getting everything down properly. But once you get it down, it's like, it's clockwork, bro. It's easy. It's like you just take this right there, March 1st, all the way up to here, 1 win, 2 wins. And they're all like pretty good wins too. They're like 50 pip wins. So they're not like small wins. You're making some real money off these trades. Those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins. And then once this drops below here, you can probably hop into that as well, because you still got that sell signal, but you're just waiting for it to break below here. So this might happen tomorrow, might happen on Monday. Who knows? Like, you just gotta wait. Patient. That's
Yeah,
the real thing about, that's the real thing with trading. Yeah, being patient.
Discipline, man. Sometimes I already went through the over leveraging stage and trying to get it the fast way. I just really trying to be disciplined and consistent with it now.
Yeah, that's really what it is. Like for me, I've been trading for a long time. Like probably like my first 4 years, I was in the same situation as you. I was going back and forth, over leveraging, not following my strategies, taking shortcuts, and then it finally clicked. It clicked to me, like where it was like, where I would go back and I'd back test it. I'm like, damn, if I just waited another minute, waited another hour, like went for the TP and just close out the trade, I would have won. And then now, like now that I trade live every day, I think that's definitely helped me a lot, because like I can't really make mistakes online, because people are gonna be on my ass for sure if I make a mistake. So it keeps me in line, and it just keeps me accountable. So let's see. Is there anything else you want to cover right now? Do you want to cover the I think you wanted to cover the scalps, right?
Yeah. We could. The scalp's pretty decent. What was the other one? I want to say is it the Josh strategy or something like that?
Oh, the Josh one. Yeah, 3 minute. So that one is just for
Go over
US
that
30.
one.
Yeah, it's only for US 30, but here, I'll share it. Yeah, it's for US 30, but other people use it for like gold and stuff. I don't trade gold, so I can't really say if it works well or not, because I haven't tested it. But this is pretty much what we've been using pretty much during all the live sessions. So I'll just go back and I'll show you an entry here. So I'll just go back over here real quick. The market was kind of weird like the past couple of days, so it was kind of difficult to catch trades, but I'll just show you pretty much how they work. So I'll show you a couple examples. We got one that's right here, and then I'll show you another as well. So it was called Josh's strategy, but Josh was like, he didn't like the name, so he was like, just call it the K2 pivot strategy. We're just gonna call it the K2 3-minute US 30 pivot strategy. So we're just take his name out of it. I wanted to give him credit, but he didn't like the name, so I was like, all right, we'll just call it something normal. So we got that right there. First requirement is going to be confirm a valid K2 momentum signal. And then there's like two different requirements that you can apply for this. Either 2A is when confirm signal breaks and closes past K2 pivot 3 and 4, or 2B, confirm signal is above pivots for a buy or below for a sell. And then after that, I think that's about it. If you're on the open of the following. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So looking at this one right here, or actually we can go back to this one first, because this is going to be 2A. This will give us an example for both of them. So like right here, we just want to confirm a valid K2 momentum signal. So right here, we have a valid buy signal, since it's a buy signal with a green bullish candle. So that's gonna be requirement number 1. Requirement number 2 is either 2 or 2B. So 2A, you're just gonna confirm that that the signal breaks and closes past the K2 pivots 3 and 4. So like for this strategy here, you know how to edit the indicators, right? Like I took off 3 and 4 right here. So usually it looks like that, but I just took off 1 and 2 because we were just looking at 3 and 4. So for this one right here, you want to confirm for 2A that the signal breaks and closes past the K2 pivots 3 and 4. So this candle right here was initially below here, but it broke above it and it closed. So with that said, 2A covered. So with those requirements met, you can enter on the open of the falling candle right here. And I think Josh's his risk toward is like it's a negative risk toward, but the reason for that is because it's a high win rate strategy. Like we usually win more than we lose, so that's why we're able to do that. So we do 2550, which is 2500 pips and 500 pips. And with that said, we pretty much let this run. And there you go, full TP off that. So his strategy is actually really simple. So that would be 2A right there. Let me move forward a little bit and I'll show you 2B. So right here, this red candle is not going to be an entry because it's not breaking, closing past the pivots, and it's not below. So we'd skip that. We wait for the next one over here for the green one. All right, there. All right, so looking at this one right here, we got a valid buy signal right there. So that's going to be requirement number one. Requirement number two is not going to be met because you can see right here, price isn't breaking or crossing past any pivot. So we're going to skip 2A. We're going to go over to 2B. For 2B, you want to confirm that the signal is above the pivots for a buy. Right here, we're going for a buy. So it's above the pivots. So that's going to qualify for 2B. So with that said, you enter on the open of the falling candle. It's the same thing, 25-50 split. So we got 25 right here, 50 right there. Take this off. Let this run. And there you go. You got a full TP right there. And that's the reason why we put a wide stop loss. It's just a safety net because we usually hit TP. It's just being able to survive the trade. So that's why the stop loss has got to be a little wider. I think it would still survive it if it was right here. Yeah, actually, it would still be all right, even if it had a 101. But just to be safe, because we've seen sometimes, like I'm sure you've seen where like US 30 will spike at a random and then it'll come right back up. So that's why we have a wide stop loss for this. But that's pretty much it. This is Josh's 3-minute strategy. I think this is probably one of the easier ones. It's like a spin-off off the original pivot strategy. It's just what he did was he took off 2 pivots and then he just made it a little simpler, especially for US 30 since it moves so fast. It doesn't really need all those requirements. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for that strategy.
Hey, so for the scalping, do you think ETH USD is like a good pair to scalp on, or
so
not really?
I never looked at it myself, but we can look at it together. Let's see what's
I
going
mean,
on.
yeah, I know it kind of move like Bitcoin, but
Yeah. So let's see. We got you said it was ETH USD.
yeah.
All right, cool. So let's see. Do you use like a specific broker, like Coinbase, Binance? I know some people use Binance, but I don't know what you use. If you want to look at one specific, they might be all the same. It don't really matter.
Yeah, I use the Coinbase.
Coinbase.
My
All right,
broker is
cool.
Who's way though.
Oh yeah. That's where you execute the trades.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. I think Coinbase is pretty solid, so we could use that. So let me see. I'll put the requirements right here. It looks like it works here. I just don't. The problem with this is I don't know how it moves. So I don't know where the sweet spot would be for the TP stop loss. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
if you know how much it moves, then yeah, you know where to put your TP. But for me, I can't really tell you where to put it. But just looking at it right here, it looks pretty solid. It looks like it actually does work. So I mean, if we go back to like this one right here, so we look for that valid buy signal right there. We got the buy signal. 2A is not going to fit because it's not breaking any of the structures. I mean, any of the pivots. So we're going to skip 2A. We're going to go down 2B. So right here, you just want to make sure that the signal is above the pivots. So that's where it's at right now. So you can enter a long position. Do you know what the sweet spot is by chance or not really?
Which this is the other strategy, right?
This is a Josh's strategy, the 3-minute.
Yeah, I'm talking about the what
Oh,
is it? The scalping?
oh, the
The
10-minute
scalp?
one.
Yeah, the 10-minute
Oh,
one.
yeah. Let me pull that up. Yeah, because Josh's strategy, I've seen other people use it on Bitcoin, so it probably does work for those. But we'll look at the 10-minute and see here if it works on here as well. Let me pull up the zones real quick. See if we could find something. Let's see. We got a zone. Let's draw some zones right here. See if I can find anything. There's nothing right there. Nothing right there. So this right here looks like it would be a sell, but it would have been a loss. But I probably would have skipped that because it was an invalid sell signal. That's because we included that new requirement that I just showed you, where we look at the momentum. So like right here, I probably would have skipped this one right here, where that would have been a sell. Let me see. There's another entry. There's actually one right here. Let me go over here real quick. Yeah, there's actually a whole bunch right here. So let me just pull back to this area right here. So it does look like it works now that we have the extra requirements. So looking at this right here, we have the. Do you want me to put the requirements up again, or you know?
Yeah, I know the requirement.
Okay, perfect. Okay, cool. So for first, you just want to make sure that we have that wick rejection off the pivot, right? So like looking at this right here, this red candle and green candle. Well, actually, all of these right here. There's like a bunch of candles right here. Probably this green one, this one, and this last one. They're all rejecting off the pivots right here. So we could confirm that. I could make it easier for you and just delete the other pivots as well. So you can see exactly what pivot it's rejecting off. So you can see right there a little better that this green one right there is rejecting off that pivot. This candle right here is rejecting off this pivot, and also this big one right here as well. So if you were to take this trade right here because it's rejecting off the pivot, the structure, and the pivot's not touching the body, well, you probably, let's scroll a little closer. Yeah, this looks good too, actually. Now that I scrolled in, that green one right there looks all right too. So they all look like good entries. All of these right here, this green one, and this one. If you were to catch those right there, you could take a buy position for this one, or you could even take it for this one next to it. Or if you missed, like say you missed all those right there and you're like, you still wanted to get in, you could even get in to this one right here. Let me see if the TP would be a little different if I clicked on that from this candle. That's about the same. So either one that you took, if you run this next, let's see, yeah, they all would have hit. So it don't matter if you took this one down here, that would have been a full TP. If you took the one next to it, that would have been a full TP. If you missed both of those and you decided to take this one over here, that one would have been a full TP as well. So it does look like it works. Let's see if we can find some more examples here.
When you so if I would have hopped in for a position, how do I know how much I'm risking and how much is the reward?
Like for me, I wouldn't know because I don't trade Bitcoin, so I don't know how much it's worth. Like, do you know how much it's worth per pip? Or because I'm not familiar. Well, it would depend on how much it's
right.
Yeah.
So if I was to be doing a scalping on the US 30, what would be the normal like
the sweet spot? That sweet spot would be 50-50. So that'd be 500 pips.
500 pips. Yeah, you know me. Say that. Yeah.
For cryptos, it's a little different because it moves like sometimes it'll move really slow and all of a sudden it picks right back up. So it's kind of hard to understand exactly what it would be, but there is, I mean, there's obviously going to be ways for you to figure that out. Like the more and more you trade it, you'll start to understand how it moves, right? Like for me, I know US 30 because I trade it every day, and I know that 500 is like that spot where it generally moves. For ETH, I'm not sure. Let's see.
How much is that you have on there now? That was just hitting.
I don't know. Is this considered 1,000 pips or is this considered 170? I can never tell the difference for these cryptos because sometimes, like I know for US 30, this would have been like 1,000 pips. I don't know if this, but I know for gold it'd be like 170 pips. So I'm not sure if this would be considered.
Yeah, I think that's 170.
Okay, so you just move the decimal over by one. So that'd be about 170. Looks like the sweet spot for this might be between 150 and 200, if that's the case, because that looks like what it would be. So if you had 150, you still would have hit TP around there. If you had up to 200, you would have been pushing it, but you still would have hit TP regardless, right? So that's what it looks like. Let me see if we can find another entry here, where we could possibly see, what the sweet spot is for that one too. So let me see if I can find anything over here. Go back over here, turn on some zones. See if we can find something. Let's see. Got that right there. All right, let's see. All right, let me see what we got over here. I'm gonna pull back to this right here because I'm just looking at whatever I can see that's clear that we can look at. So looking at this one right here, if you were to take this, because this one right here rejects off the wick and the structure right here. And then we got the buy signal right here. So we're looking for a buy. So off this candle right here, if I was to take a long position, yeah, let's see if you had your TP stop loss at 200 pips, I'm just gonna see if it plays out, which I think it will. And this is how you would figure out. It's basically just through practice. Like the more and more you do it, you'll see how it moves and stuff. So yeah, it does hit right there. That's gonna be 200 pips. Let's see if you had it at 150. You still be good at 150. It still wouldn't hit your stop loss. So it looks like it's probably gonna be between 150 and 200. I'd probably just use 200 because 150 looks like it might be kind of pushing a little bit. But I mean, you could play around with it. I guess it would depend on how it moves too, because I'm not sure. Does ETH move like during certain times? Does it move like at night? Does it move during the day?
Yeah, it moves heavily more at night.
Oh yeah, that's what it seems like. Because right here, this is like nighttime for us. I think this is like, yeah, this is like 8 p.m. for us, or it'd be like I think 9 p.m. for you. So that seems about right. Looks like there's a lot of volatility here, and then during the day, it's kind of slow. During like our morning right here, it's a little slow. It's smoother, but it's slow, and then it starts to pick up again right here at night. So maybe if you apply it at night, you'll use like a 200 pip TP stop loss. During the day, maybe use like 150. That'd probably be best. Because like looking at this right here, there's another entry right over here off this red one. And if you took that right there, actually wouldn't even really matter. Looks like it still moves about 200. Yeah, so you could do 200 or 150. It's really up to you how you want to play around with it. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, it looks good. I might even take a look at this myself. I'm still looking for like other stuff to maybe to mess with, but this does look good too.
Yeah.
How's the spread on ETH? It's not that bad, right? It's only 4.4, so it's not too bad. All right, cool.
Yeah, you pretty much covered it for me, man.
Yeah, sometimes that's all you really need, bro. Like once you cover it, you can start doing it properly. Because I've seen a lot of people where they're doing things completely different. Like you weren't that bad, like with like getting things mixed up. There was a couple people that they had that things totally off. I was like, man, how do you get this messed up? But it's all good. Like as long as this helps. So yeah, if you have any other questions, bro, I mean, I'm available. But other than that, unless there's something else you want to cover today, I guess we're good.
Nah, we pretty much good here, man.
Definitely. All right,
pretty much good.
Yeah. So yeah, if you have any other questions, reach out to me in the DM, and then I can check them out for you. But other than that, I think you're pretty much solid now that you got everything down.
Yeah. I guess I'll see you on the night session.
Definitely, bro. All right, man. I'll talk to you later.